Hey, this is B Savage. Welcome back. Hope you're having a great day. And today I'm going to show you how I improve my nail art line work in just one day. So I'm going to get straight into it. I am trying out two different kinds of gel paints. I have Saviland and I have Young Nails to be able to see which one I like best. They both are very different and have different consistencies. So we'll see how they work out. Both gel paints were very different. The Savilang gel paints were thicker in consistency, but they are advertised as a 3-in-1, while the Young Nails gel paints were very opaque, but the consistency was a little runny. This is the Savilang one, and it is really nice, but really thick. So when I was just kind of playing around with it, I'm like, okay, this does not move. And it is so different from the Young Nails gel paint because this one does. It has, I don't know if you could see, but it kind of moves around in there a little bit and you can kind of see it moving. But I will say that the Saviland paint is advertises a 3-in-1 paint, so you can do some embossing and some other kind of nail art designs with it. So we're just going to try them both out and see how it goes. With last week's nail design where I did some hand drawing, I definitely saw some places that I wanted to improve. So I wanted to make sure I also included a video for you guys to show you how I did that, and this is it. So I ordered these training cards off of Amazon and they have some really intricate designs on here. I mean, I'm not sure if I'll ever be able to do these things freehand, but it's worth a shot. And I did like some of the designs. Here are some nail art brushes that I also ordered off of Amazon, and everything that I use in this video will be, I'll provide links in the description box. So here's what each brush looks like. Some are shorter, some are longer, but it's really important to have a variety because I noticed that it's important to change up your brush with the design that you're working on. Some require a bit of a longer brush, while others would be better off with a short brush. So I started off with the simplest design I could with the Young Nails Orbit gel paint. I made sure that it was something that I felt like I could accomplish. So you want to start off giving yourself some confidence, right? And doing these short strokes also allowed me to figure out exactly how to maneuver the paint. Then I moved on to the next design. In this portion, you have to kind of pay attention to how much pressure you're applying to your brush. So for those big globs down at the bottom, you want to apply more pressure, and then as you move up, you will lighten up your hand on the brush. Now I will say that you will see progress. Like that one I just did was nice and it followed the training card exactly. But the next one didn't come out as easy. A lot of it has to do with the way you're holding the brush and how much pressure you're applying. What I did love about these training cards is that they do provide you with what you're drawing, then a grayed out version so that you could go right over that portion, and then they allot you enough space to see how well you can do totally freehand and on your own. So these training cards, I believe, are amazing for new nail artists who are trying to figure out how to draw, because it gives you some space specifically to trace, and then you can do it on your own. And it challenges you to do them right side up and upside down. So I really like that because it gave you a well-rounded practice. So if you are looking for something to help you with your nail art line work, go get these training cards. Like, I love them and I feel like it really helped me out. So now I move on to something a little more complicated with these swirls, but literally it was super easy. And then I went on and tried some on the other side of the sheet, which were just some triangles, and trying to figure out how I could get some consistency, because that's also important. But I noticed here that you have to really eyeball and train your hand to do what you're asking it to do. So my triangles got wider as I ran out of that training space. But now I'm using the Saviland brand, and I felt like this part was easier. Can't tell you if it's easier because at this point I have been practicing for quite some time. So it got a little easier anyway. And I was getting better at it, or if it was the product itself. But like I said, these two products are very different and they're like apples and oranges, so they can't really be compared. But I did see a vast improvement when I did these things for the second time, which is why I say it really doesn't take a long time to improve your nail art line work. You just have to maybe do it a few times. And I know sometimes when we're working with clients, that can be a little bit of a struggle because they don't all come in asking for the same thing all the time. Sometimes things get real trendy, but it just really doesn't take that long or that many times to practice something before you get pretty good at it. And here I tried these leaves, and this was a bit of a struggle with the Saviland paint only because it has that thick consistency, so filling in that space in between was a challenge. But I felt like I was able to get a pretty good, replication of it. By the way, if you do like this content, go ahead and subscribe and hit your notification bell so you don't miss any of these videos. And if you could, go ahead and share it or like it. Also, I want this channel to be a place where we can leave tips for each other. So go ahead and leave some tips in the comments so that we can all grow in our artwork together. So at this point, I am getting my lines together. Things are going well, and I'm able to pull out these straight lines, and I was very, very proud of myself by this time. And it really wasn't a long time of me sitting there figuring out how to do it. So I finally get to a place where everything's really coming together, and I got a little curious. So after I finished up this design, I decided to see what would happen if I cured it. I know, I'm hopeful that I'm able to get this stuff off, but I figured that the gel actually is curing and it doesn't have a tacky layer, and the cards are laminated, so I figured it can't really stick to it, but who knows. So I went ahead and cured it just to kind of see what happened, and I felt like cleaning up when I did that made it very, very easy. So here's the last nail art design I was able to accomplish, and you'll see at the end how I was able to not waste my product. Also, if there's anything else you want to see on this channel that's nail art related, you just let me know and I will try to get a video out. I know I'm only putting them out once a week right now, and that's literally because I have 3 small boys. I have a 4-year-old, a 2-year-old, and a 1-year-old, and it is a challenge sometimes getting these videos out while trying to do all of my mommy duties. So if you do really want me to go over something, don't worry, I will do my best to get it out, and I'll do it as fast as I can. So here we are at the very, very end of this design. There were some places where I could have gotten the lines a little bit straighter, but I think that towards the end I realized you do have to kind of map out what lines are you going to attack first and how are you going to get it to look the way you want it to look. So I think I just did this design out of order, but it would have been fine because the lines were getting better. So here I am getting ready to go ahead and cure this design because I realized that when you cure it, to not waste your product, you can literally peel it off and boom, put it on your nail if that's what you choose, and you can put some top coat on it and call it a day. Thanks so much for watching.